Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks and another random destruction. I thought I'd break it up a bit this week. Done a couple of reviews of the cheaper stuff, and I thought I'd break it up with the random destruction. This should have gone up last night, but I woke up feeling pretty rough yesterday, and I don't think my voice and my throat would have been able to handle it. Hopefully it'll be able to this morning. I do feel quite a bit better. I think it's just a bit of a cough and a sore throat coming on, but hopefully they should just sort of stand up to it to do this video. But anyway, both of the replays that I'm using today were recorded using the PlayStation 4 hard drive. This one I did start recording it with the capture card, but it crashed halfway through, so I had to save it using the hard drive. And the next one, the capture card crashed at the beginning, so again I had to save it using the hard drive. But anyway, I'm in the KV4, and I know a few people have asked me which nation I've ended up going for in Tank Bowl. Meadow Buttercup, you being one of them, and I've ended up going for USSR. I had about 55 points on USSR. This is going back the other day, and I had about 40 something on USA, and I got them to more or less the same. I think it was like 54 and 55 for USA and USSR. And then I just decided to leave it up to fate. So starting off with the American tank, I basically just alternated between American and Russian, and whichever I got the points in first, that's what nation I went for. And it turned out it was Russian, so that's what I've gone for. So I thought I'd take advantage of the bonus that you get and try and grind out the KV4, because I've had it sat there for a while, going it every now and again and do the daily double. But I thought I'd actually make an effort to grind out of it and get to the STI. Or when I get it, it'll be the ST1, not an STI. But anyway. Right, where was I? Excuse me, I just had to pause it and cough a lot. But anyway, it's a tier 8 match. Nobody's really decided to come down this side of the map. However, you can see that big bunch of TDs behind me on the hill. And as I was setting off, I was watching the sort of TD train going up the hill. And seeing as nobody else came down here, I thought, you know what, I've not got the best view range, but I've got decent armour, I'm top tier. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to spot for all those guys sat on the hill. And that's what I did. And it worked out pretty well for me. Now, the Emil 1 over there, he was in game at some point, because he's moved down there. And I know that was sort of farming damage, but he kept spotting me, and Artie was giving me a bit of a hassle. And so far, it's a bit of a ruffle stump, really. We've lost one heavy tank so far, and that's it. And they've lost 10 tanks on the enemy team. So I did need, like I said, I did need to get rid of the ML1 because he kept spotting me, and I didn't want Artie putting any more shots in me as it was. But by being the only guy coming down here, it did allow me to spot for all those TDs and allowed me to get a decent amount of assisted damage on top of my own damage. As you can see, that poor IS-3 didn't really stand a chance. And yeah, I didn't manage to pen that one, but I did track him. And he got taken out. I think he was more or less full health when he came around that corner initially. Now I've got the Scorpion, well, not the Scorpion G, but the Scorpion, the German one. I knew I was going to take a hit from that, but I knew I'd be able to reload before he did, and if I can just angle properly. But never mind, because somebody else took him out. And again, because I tracked him, I got some nice assisted from that, and there we are. That was it. That was the match all of a sudden. Yeah, quite a fun match, and I've used that one. I mean, like I said, I'm just grinding through the KV4. I've got about 25,000, I think, left on it now. And that one got me my second mark of excellence on it. I've quite enjoyed the KV4. It's a bloody horrible grind until you get the 107mm. But then, as long as you know how to angle it, and you don't let yourself get surrounded, I do alright in it, as you can see. I mean, 3,000 of my own, couple of thousand assisted, couple of thousand blocked as well, or just over. So yeah, quite a nice one, and quite happy to get my second mark on it. I don't think I'll quite get my third before I've ground out of it, but then again, I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to get rid of it or not, or if I do, I might I might treat myself to the KV4K and keep it as a premium, because I have enjoyed the KV4 altogether. Anyway, next match for you, and I do apologise. Like I say, I ended up having to save this on the PS4 hard drive again. So it did miss the first few seconds. As you can see, we're sort of 14 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. So it missed, like the first 10 or 15 seconds off for some reason. But it's a tier 10 match on Duckler Pass, and I'm in my newly reacquired T54 lightweight. I had this ages ago, absolutely ages ago. Went through it, ground out to it, got it full upgraded, got about 68,000 on it towards the T54, but just got very, very fed up with light tanks at the time, and I ended up getting rid of it and going through the T44 in the end to get the T54. And obviously since then we've had the light tank update. This has been moved from tier 8 to tier 9, and been given a bit of a buff, quite a big buff to its gun. I think it used to have 175 pen top, or it might have had slightly more than that. I don't think it was too much more. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But anyway, it's now got 208 pen, I think it is, about 8.3 rounds a minute, 250 damage. It's got a big engine, 1000 horsepower, which gives it a power to weight ratio of like 32 point something horsepower per ton, so it's nippy. But unlike most light tanks in the game, but sort of in keeping with the Russians, because the LTTB's got some decent armour on it for a light tank. The T54 lightweight has some pretty damn good armour on it for a light tank. I can't remember what its hull front is, but its turret front is 180mm. And this was my second game in it after rebuying it. And I thought I'd pop over to this point, try and get some early spotting and shots in. Couldn't quite manage to hit that T49 again. And in fact, the match before this was my second match in it after rebuying it. And the one before this, didn't really do much of my own damage, but did some alright spotting on it. And I think I definitely bounced a Fatherland off the turret, and I bounced something off the front of the hull as well while I was doing a bit of spotting. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not entirely sure if it was an IS-7, and it was a very lucky bounce. I was sort of pulling back and angled a little bit. Not too much though, I wasn't overly angled. Or whether it was again the Fatherland and I just couldn't see him at that point, but it came from that direction where he ended up popping up, you see. So yeah, it's not something, to rely on the armour, but it's got some pretty nice armour, and some of the lower tier stuff will struggle to get through one of these. Yeah, I think I'm training smooth right at the moment, and I went for the ram and I just missed it on that bulldog. I think it was a bulldog, but I managed to set him on fire. But I'd done a bit of spotting and somebody marked on the map that he was coming up, which is why I decided to turn around. I was going to go after one of the other tanks that had come through into the middle of the map, but somebody alerted my attention to him, because I'd not noticed him, to be perfectly honest. I'd been keeping an eye on the map, but more at the guys I was going to go at then. And I went back and helped with him. Unfortunately took out our RT, but I'm going to see if I can help this this waffle dragon out with this IS-7. I managed to get a shot in. I'm just going to pull up behind him, wait for it. Oh, badly aimed by me, and somebody else took him out. T49 I think took him out on our team, so yeah, that was badly aimed, but I did track him and got a bit of assisted for that one. We now have got an E75. It's not looking particularly good for our team. It's 4-6 in the enemy team's favour, and I'm going to have a go at this E75 now. If I can just get around him and stay out the way of his gun, I can circle him, put the shots in. But where he is, there's also a regular T54. That was lucky. Oh, bat chat. Nearly got me then, and it did get me then. And that looked like a heat, because it had black smoke coming off it. Could be mistaken, but generally that's how you tell. But now, unfortunately, we're being capped again. We have got somebody down in their cap. We've also got somebody in ours. There's an object 140. Take a pot shot at him as he goes. In fact, what is he going after? He's going after the TD again. I'm going to go after him. See if I can help out. There's still time to go back and get cap. apparently we've got 3 down in... is that 3 or is that 2 now? No, apparently we've got 3 in the enemy camp. I didn't realise that at this point. So I'm not quite sure when they pushed the way down there. But unfortunately the enemy team has made quite a push up towards this end, so we could do with a bit more help up here. And oh, that was lucky. The STI hit me, but it just knocked my tracks off. But I've lost my repair kit now. I had to get out of there, and if I can just again get close enough to this guy before he reloads, and that was very lucky. He mistimed that shot, thankfully. And now, see, he's keeping moving to try and stop me from getting round him as quickly, and he's keeping his turret at me. And again, he just missed me then. Very lucky. You see this? I think I got through this match on less skill and more sort of RNGesus was my co-pilot type of thing, and I was just along for the ride. So yeah, some of this it really was just down to sort of RNG. But I'll tell you now, it was a hell of a fun game, and I am so glad that I've rebought the T-54 lightweight. I managed to set him on fire there. I don't know if that was an automatic extinguisher. It was very quickly. It went out very quickly, sorry. And he's trying to get his gun to me again, but I just managed to reload in time. However, you will notice that I'm now down to 8 rounds. I have 8 rounds of APCR, premium APCR, because this uses APCR as standard. But I'm down to 8 premium rounds of APCR left, and that's it. And there's myself. There is this heavy tank up here, and the Conqueror, which is OMG, it's Lawrence, I think, and shout out to him. Did very well in this game, and almost actually, after seeing the results screen, I almost felt a little bit bad there because he was having a great game. So well done. And yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Now it's down to myself and this heavy tank, and I can't remember what the heavy tank is. But I've got 6 rounds left. And there are 4 tanks left on the enemy team, 3 TDs, and a heavy tank. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to have enough ammunition to take them down. Yeah, I really don't. What have I got? 6 rounds, 250 average damage each. Excuse me, I just had to go and have another coughing fit then. Yeah, 6 rounds, 250 average damage each, so a potential average of 1500 damage. And don't forget, this is a tier 10 match. Oh, my voice was going again then. Let's just hope I can hold out until the end of this. Yeah, don't forget, tier 10 match. So they're more than likely going to be tier 9s or 10s that are left. Not guaranteed, but more than likely. So yeah, 1500 is not going to go particularly far when there's 4 of them, unless they're all sort of very, very low health each. You know, I'm talking maybe 300 health each. Then I might be alright. But I'm not. You see this? Looking back, I don't know if this was a mistake or not. I'm creeping down here, and I'm staying ahead of the heavy. The heavy that's with me is on very, very low health. Like, really low health. Somebody could sneeze on him and he'd be done. Or just fart in his general direction. And yeah, he's going back to the garage. So I decided to, you know, I'm not the best of health either, but I have got much better concealment, and you know, my view range is greater than my detectability sort of zone. So hopefully I should see anything before it sees me. And if I'm in front of the heavy, you know, in turn I should see it before they see him. So that's why I'm just creeping ahead, staying a bit ahead of the heavy. And I think this, I don't know, like I say before, whether this was a mistake or not, whether I should have rushed for cap or not, I really don't know. My thinking was at the time, if I rush into cap, I'm going to be sat there on my own with my arse in the breeze in the middle of the open, and everybody's going to know where I am on the enemy team. So that was why I didn't. And then, yeah, the enemy start capping. There's only 1 in cap. I know there's another 3 tanks somewhere. In fact, there you go. Yeah, tier 9 and 3 tier 10s was that. So I said to the heavy to go and sit in enemy cap, and that was when I noticed, just as I'd said for him to go and sit in the enemy cap, that was when I noticed that they'd actually got 2 tanks in our cap. Now, even if both of us had have made it, you know, gone straight for cap, then obviously the enemy team would have capped out first because there was 2 of them and they were in there first. So my only hope is I can get back, reset cap, or keep resetting cap, or maybe even take one of the guys down that's there. Maybe if they're on low health, I might be able to take one down and just reset it. Now, you will notice, however, though, I only have 6 rounds remaining. I know I've mentioned that before, but it's, yeah. And on the way back up here, I was thinking, God, I hope that whatever's in there is on low health, because otherwise I am screwed. And, well, yeah, wouldn't you just guess it? It's a Death Star on 3/4 health, and the 75 on half health. I really don't have enough to kill either of them. I mean, I can reset it. That's the cap reset, and if I can just try and stay out of the way of both the guns. Oh, Christ. That was a real cock-up of a shot, and that was my last round as well, I think. But then the, what took me down? The T110E4. And I didn't even see him. And you'll see on the map in a minute, and it was just so frustrating because these guys just sat there, and I thought, come on, just take that risk, go back and try and kill our heavy, and hopefully we can cap out before you get there. And I was keeping an eye on it, and I did even consider sending the heavy tank that was sat in the cap a message just apologising, saying, you know, sorry, I had 6 rounds left when I went up there. I was hoping I could do a bit more than that. It is what it is. But cap needed resetting, like I say. If we'd have both gone for cap, would have just been out-capped anyway, because they started it first. But if you keep an eye on the map in a moment, wherever he is. But yeah, this was just frustration. You know when you just shout, no, sort of thing at the TV. Yeah. Emil 2, that was it. And there's the Death Star. It's just popped up on the map, or I'm assuming it's one of the Death Stars. I didn't realise there were 2 of them. So yeah, 2 Death Stars, an E75 and a T110E4. Awesome. It couldn't have been the lower tier stuff that was left at the end on low health, could it? Just to be nice. But still, really fun game. Really enjoyed it. Loving the T54 lightweight again. 4,500 damage, first class and a defender, and I'm quite happy with that one. But yeah, the Conqueror that I took out did 6.5k damage on the other team, so well done to him. And yeah, sorry, but I had to take you down. Anyway, there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that episode, and I'll be back later on with another video for you. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.